Hi everyone, I'm once again back with another video showing what I have done with the virtual machine this week. As you can see here, I created an entirely new virtual machine titled Ensign-Admin, and I put it in a new resource group. I deleted my other virtual machine so I didn't waste any of the other resource that may have been using from it. And as you can see here, it is in this zone using the Windows Server 2025 database, Azure Edition, and the size is a standard B4. Um, and the thing with this was I actually ran into an issue when I was using this because the first time I tried to create it, it said that I could not create it because the zone was full and I should use the recommended zones for that Azure wanted me to use. And so I did that and it worked. Um, as you can see here, the next thing I did was I added this virtual machine into an domain. And as you can see here, we're at ensignsuccess.core. That's the name of the domain on this computer, or that this computer's in. um, we have a list of users. I'm not going to go all over all the users all at once. I'll go through them as I go through the files, and I'm not going to show each user's login information and how it's done. Just each of them are the same first initial, last name at ensignsuccess.core. As we can see, Tom Ridley is T Ridley at ensignsuccess.core, and he must change his password at next login. Next, we have my backup domain user, Dominic Phillips, aka myself, and I put this as the backup domain to just in case for some reason the domain controller goes out, we have something else that can go forth and add them. I actually didn't know how to do this. I had to look it up, and it's actually pretty simple. You just go to member of, you add, type in domain, check names, and click domain admins. Very simple. Next up is, so since we are in the Student Success Center, I have created, as we can see over here, OUs. We have the Student Success Center managers and student advisors and employees. Um, all the advisors and all the managers have access to this advising documents folder, but only to read and write. So they have access to this text. They can type in it and they can read it. Actually, I didn't realize this, but the entirety of the time I was creating these restrictions on the different users, I didn't realize I was in the folder. And so by the time I was done with this, I was like, oh no, I added all of them only to the document. Thankfully, I did what I had been doing, what I had accidentally been doing, and right-clicking this back screen, oops, and hitting the properties of the folder. And so that saved me a lot of time from having to redo it. But as you can see here, Tom, the manager, Sarah, Nathaniel, Paisley, Izzy, Larry, and Larry only have read and write access to the advising documents folder. For our managers, like I said, we have Tom Ridley. And for our advisors, we have Izzy, Larry, Nathaniel, Paisley, and Sarah. And Tom Ridley is the only one who has read and write access out of the advisors and managers, because Tom is the only manager. Next up, we have group policy objects that help keep our users focused on their work and which allow them to be safe. As we can see here, we have this GPO titled Desktop Standard Policy. I later changed it to Student Success Center, or SSC Desktop Standard Policy, as you'll see later in this video. Here, I downloaded the Ensign logo and I put it in a folder and I linked it here. And I hit fill and hit enable. So now, whenever users get on, they will be required to have this as the background, and they can't change it. As you can see here, I put it to change. We can see here it's linked to the Student Success Center. Next up, we have, I was using this picture because I didn't know where to go from here for this next GPO. This next GPO was the SSC web browser policy. And what we're going to do with that is disable changing homepage settings, and we'll enable that and set the homepage to this. So now whenever any of the users get onto the internet, they'll go of the Student Success Center. They'll be immediately taken to this website, ensign.edu information technology. And that again allows them to stay focused and not accidentally go into other things that they aren't supposed to be going to. And as we can see here, I'm going to pull this up real quick. The Student Success Center, we have the SSC desktop standard policy and the web browser policy linked to the Student Success Center. Next up, we have the Ensign Success.core domain policy, which I titled Domain Password Policy. And this, again, just keeps our system safe. And so here's the settings I set for password history and 180-day password age as maximum, minimum 30 days, and password length of 12 characters with complexity requirements. And that is my virtual machine. Thank you for watching.